Welcome back to part 2 of our lesson. This is going to be the phonics and grammar portion for our April 27th lesson. The previous video had our bell work and some announcements. So in phonics today we were talking about the oo sound. Last week we talked about the ah sound. So there's a bunch of different spellings that words have that create that sound. So like in moon, we hear the oo sound because we see this double O team. Same with boot, we'll make that oo sound. Now there's some other ways, like EW, UE, OU, U by itself, like a long U, or U consonant E. Here are some examples of that. Chew, that has a ch sound in it, and it ends with the oo sound. Blue, that also has the oo sound in it, and if you change that beginning sound, there's some other words that have that same sound in it too, like glue or clue, all follow that same pattern. And soup. Soup also has that same oo sound at the end too. So if we break down blue, like we just talked about, we hear a b sound in the beginning, and that ol that has a blend, bowl, and then oo. And as I was just talking about, see if you replace the b sound with a g sound, that would make it glue. Or if we have a k sound with a c, that would be clue. And we're going to see that in a second. Take a minute to pause right now. This is a task for you. There's 2 sentences that you can read and identify the words in these sentences that have the oo sound. So the clue will help you solve the riddle. My library book is due next Tuesday. Alright, so if you pause and take a moment to go through this. In this first sentence, we hear, in this word, we hear clue, and we see the team at the end. We see UE, that has the oo sound. This sentence is more challenging. So book, even though that has the double O, we hear book. We don't hear an oo sound. But in the words due and Tuesday, we see UE, just like in clue. So that follows the rule. Remember, Tuesday is capitalized because it's a proper noun. And quickly in grammar, we did some review on contractions, specifically with the word not. Remember, contractions is kind of like addition, but with words. It's adding 2 words together to make 1 word. Now with the words with not, it's interesting to see because look at the word not and look at where the apostrophe is. The apostrophe takes the spot of the letter O. And the N joins on to the first word. So do not becomes don't, does not is doesn't, was not is wasn't, is not isn't, cannot can't. So again, the apostrophe is taking spot of the O, the N joins on with the first word, and the T is after the apostrophe. So that's 2 words being added together. This is a moment to pause and on a piece of paper, read these sentences and look at the underlined words. We'll go through a few of them after you pause it. And take a minute, you could do number 1 and write down what word would go there after is and not. What contraction would go there? So we'll go over number 1 and 2 together, and you can rewind and look at this chart too if you want to check your work. That is not a tadpole. So if I see the word is and not, if I'm following that rule, I know I'm going to have is, is first, and then N added on to is, apostrophe T to make isn't. Same with number 2, does not. I know the apostrophe is going to get rid of that O, N is going to attach to does, and then T is going to be after the apostrophe to make does not into doesn't. So take a minute, and you can pause it right here. Check your work to see if you got your contractions with not correct. Oops.